folks, Gene Galin here with the Chatham Journal. I'm with Coach Matt Brown, Northwood's basketball coach. We're here at the North Carolina High School Athletic Association press conference. You're playing on Saturday in Reynolds Coliseum. How's that feel? Because 3 years ago, when your three juniors were freshmen, you were in the championship game as well.
Yeah, we were.
And this year you are at Reynolds.
We're excited to be at Reynolds and excited and blessed to be a part of this game, part of this weekend. I know a lot of people go throughout their whole career and either a player or a coach don't get this opportunity, and we've been pretty blessed to be able to be there twice. So we're excited to compete, and we're excited for Pittsboro.
Are you doing anything? Again, this is going to be the biggest arena, 5,100 seats. It's going to be a little bit different than playing in a high school gym. Is there any pre-preparation you're going to do with them, or what are you doing to set up so that they're not overwhelmed? Because I've seen senior teams come in there and they're like, oh my gosh, the first quarter, it's like, oh my gosh, I'm playing at Reynolds or I'm playing at UNC. Is there anything special that you're doing? Or
no, I mean, we have a good idea of what it's like to play at Reynolds, and we'll just go there and play our game.
Let's talk this year. You've got several players who've made the district for Team 1, Team 2, and Team 3. And it was Drake, and you had Keenan, and you also had Max. What can you say about those three guys?
I mean, they're just great leaders, great people. You know, everyone has improved throughout the year, especially going from last year to this year. They've made great steps towards being a really good basketball player, and obviously we got Drake, you know, going to UNC, but you know, Max and Keenan, I feel are, you know, Division I basketball players, and hopefully some of these coaches will take notice and really take a look at those two, because those two definitely deserve an opportunity to play on that level.
One of the things anybody who's come out to see your games will definitely notice that is your strength on defense, and I notice in the post games your players constantly talk about the fact that that's one of their strengths, and they've bought in on it, because a lot of coaches will talk about good defense, but their players don't buy into it. Is that something they bought in from, you know, freshman year, or?
It ultimately started my first year with Aaron, Galin, and Deuce's group, and all those guys, those 8 seniors, Alex Snidely, Jack Thompson, they kind of set the tone on the defensive end, and they really bought into it. It's just the culture of every year, just kind of leaving that legacy of this is what we do, we play defense, and those guys were really the cornerstone, the rock that kind of fed off of where we are right now. So, you know, a lot of these successes that we've had so far, it started with that group. That group was a special group. And
that's something you always seem to, it's always there, and something that you can fall back on without any question. Because I noticed in the E.E. Smith game, they try a strategy I think some other schools try with you, where they're trying to slow it down and keep the score low. But your defense came up to the challenge.
Yeah. I mean, again, you know, we preached it all year. Defense is going to it's going to put us in position, even if we're not hitting our shots, or you know, our offense is kind of bad that game. You know, the defense is what's going to push us through to hopefully a victory.
Let me ask you another question. When I've been close enough, when you have your timeouts and you're talking to your players, you seem to emphasize the positive and the strength. And in this E.E. Smith game, Keenan was having a hard time getting some of his early shots, but he came through with the free throws at the end. And how did you handle that situation with him?
I mean, I knew he was down on himself. I knew he was discouraged for missing a couple of layups here and there, but we all have confidence in each other, and I have confidence in my team. And you know, at the end of the day, I just want them to feel the love from us coaches and as me personally, and I don't like seeing those guys down. And I know how hard they've worked, and I knew that it was going to pan out for them. I knew that something big was going to happen, and did. He came down and hit those 2 free throws to seal the deal for us, and I'm really happy for him.
Fred got injured early in the playoff series, so he's been out, and the teams had to make adjustments. How's that worked out? What things have you been emphasizing? How have some of the players' roles changed with Fred out?
I mean, they really haven't really much changed. Ashton came in big for us. You know, he's taken over that role of a ball handler for us, and he stepped up. And you know, I told him in the middle of the year that, you know, you keep doing what you're doing, and you know, we're going to need you towards the end of the year. You know, we're going to need you at some point, and we did. And so we've all kind of stepped up our game. But kudos to Fred for just his ability to lead on the bench, his ability to lead on the practice floor, even if he's not playing. I'm really proud of how he's taken that adversity. He's really grown up because of it, and yeah, I'm just really proud of those guys who've stepped up their game. Even like our guys who don't play that much, they've really stepped up during practice and really started pushing the other guys. Because we knew that we needed some more push with Fred going out. Because obviously, you know, Fred's a big part of us. But I'm really happy for Ashton getting the opportunity. But I'm also happy that see other guys are stepping up to that role.
Yeah. What's Ashton's Fred's relationship like? And the reason I asked that is because after the game, when I was out there on the floor taking pictures, those two guys met up real quick and they hugged it out together. Yeah, so are they talking to each other and
all the time?
Okay.
I mean, these guys love each other, and it's a special group. It is, and I'm blessed to be able to coach them one more week and to be a part of it for one more week and to have our final game, knowing it's our final game, knowing it's our final practice. It's pretty special to me.
Your team's pretty special, but also I've noticed your coaching staff is pretty special. I think I had a picture of you at the E.E. Smith game where it's like mayhem, the crowd's going crazy, but you're hugging on another coach, and it's like everything else is in the background, but you two are sharing the joy of getting past E.E. Smith, because it was not an easy game.
No, we knew it was going to be a tough game, and my coaching staff is, in my opinion, the best in the state. I mean, we got Ethan Polis, Tyler Zeller, Fred Whitaker, Marcus Shaw, Chris Atwater, and then my mentor, Mark Zimmerman. You know, he helps me out so much, and those guys mean a lot to me. They've had my back. They do anything that we ask them to do. They're a big part of our success, and you know, a lot of the credit goes to them because they have done all the dirty work. They have spent a lot of hours with these kids and with me. And, it's a special group, and you know, I love every single one of them. And hopefully we can have another memory on Saturday.
Are there any specific strengths that any one of them bring to the whole combination?
Oh, man. I mean, everyone brings a little bit to the table. I mean, Coach Whitaker, you know, a great relationship guy. Coach Polis, a lot of individual work with the guys. He does a fantastic job with that, coming in the mornings, working kids out. Coach Atwater does a fantastic job of scouting. And then Coach Shaw does a terrific job with our JV guys, just building them up, getting them ready for the varsity level. And then obviously Coach Zeller just brings an immense knowledge of the game. He communicates well, different perspective on things. Has really elevated, I feel like, Drake and Max's and Keenan's skill set and understanding of the game, and obviously my understanding of the game. You know, me and him would watch film together, and he points stuff out that I never even thought of, and it's really cool to see his just the way he thinks about the game, and I could spend hours watching film with him. I mean, he's been great.
Well, let me ask you a question on that, because I ran into him after the Smith game. I said, are you having fun? I think at the beginning of the season he kind of stayed in the background, but I've noticed now he's a little bit more up front. when you're talking with him, what's he enjoy about doing what he's doing now? Because this is different than playing college or pros.
I mean, I'm sure he just likes being around the kids. I mean, and giving back. That's just the type of human being he is. He's great with the kids, and he always wants to give back, and he's just a giving person. So I'm sure he's liking that part of the aspect of coaching.
All right, you're playing at Reynolds Coliseum at 7:30. Before that is going to be the Chatham Charter Girls, which is 1A, and over at UNC you've got Seaforth Girls playing. So out of the 6 games that, let's see, 1A, 2A, and 3A, Chatham County schools are playing in 3. They're playing in 3 of those games. What is it about Chatham County? I think we talked earlier one time. You just said the community that supports the kids. Is there anything else? Or
no? I mean, Chatham County is like our superintendent always says, one Chatham, and that is. I mean, that's everyone has each other's back, and I love it.
All right,
I love it.
I think we're going to close up with that. Just want to let folks know, starting Wednesday morning at 10 a.m., you can purchase tickets. They're $15. You've got to get it through GoFan.com. And the game, men's game, is at 7:30. But again, Chatham Charter is going to be at 5. So come out and see both games. That's including your $15 fee. Anything else we need to say, Coach?
No, just thank you for your support.
All right. Good luck.
Appreciate it.